Same lineup.
Same. No changes, Coach?
No, same lineup.
Okay. I know you had said after the Thursday game that your team did an awful lot of good things in that game. What areas of improvement are you looking at for today's game?
Well, we've paid a lot of attention to how they get their breakaways, and I mean they got a lot of speed. Sometimes they just go right through you, and a few times we just left it open. So we want to make sure that we're trying to avoid as many of those breakaways as possible. We felt that we had the right amount of shots to create 1 or 2 goals, which we did. Having said that, and that's a lot of shots that we got to get. So, I mean, we have to have the same mentality if we want to beat this guy.
What has Dion Phaneuf meant to this team?
Well, you know, with all the attention that Eric's had, you know, in the background, Dion has been unbelievable, and I think it's been underrated, really, when you look at how he's done since training camp and off ice, what he's been able to do. And he's one of the, you know, this generation is different. I've been taught by the old one and coached by it, and I saw the turn while I was coaching, and he's still the old style of, you know, keeping people accountable, which you don't see much anymore in the new generation now, and you need that. You definitely, desperately need that. So he's been one of those guys. MacArthur's one of those guys too, but he wasn't there all year. So in his absence, Dion has been taking quite a lot of the load. And what I liked about Dion is he's done it quietly off ice. It was never about what it looked like for everybody else and outside attention. It was always about inside. And I thought it was great for Eric, deflecting a lot of the pressure also on the defensive core. But also I think with the fact that they've become best friends off ice. And I don't think anybody could have predicted that. But they sit together in the room, and you know they do trips together. They're always together, and I think it's definitely helped Eric a lot. But it's helped the rest of our group. And if you look at the big games this year, when our team was, you know, having a struggling moment, he's always one of those guys that came up big. Whether he, you know, challenged the other team's captain, whether he scored a big goal, came up with a big check to start the game to get us confident. So he was gigantic to this team this year.
You weren't here when he arrived, but does it seem like this maybe change has given him a little bit of new life?
I don't know. I wasn't there where he was before, so I can never compare with before. All I know is that he came in last year. When you come in, you're not yourself. It doesn't matter who you are. You don't have enough time to figure out what's going on and be yourself and see where you really fit. You're partly yourself. So I didn't have to be there last year to know that. I know how it is. But this time you had the whole summer to get prepared to be here and know. And we had some meetings together, so he knew exactly what I was expecting. And he also described himself in the way that I knew exactly what to do with him. So it was exactly what it was all year. I got exactly what he told me he was going to be, exactly what I needed him to be. So whatever he was before, he was terrific for us this year. He was instrumental for us in the growth of this team, because that's where this team needed. We needed to grow maturity-wise, and not just on the ice, but off ice, and he was a huge part of that.
Your power plays come up pretty big in the postseason in some big spots, and I think you're at 22%. What have you seen from your vantage point with the power play? It seems like there's a little bit more, a bit of a spark there. What are you seeing in the power play now that maybe we didn't see at times during the regular season? Personnel.
That's it. That's all. There's no. We haven't changed anything. It's just personnel-wise, like I said the other day. You know, at the beginning, it's on me. We didn't spend time on it. We didn't want to. We had too much stuff to do at 5-on-5 and how we defended the game. And started in December when we put more time into it. We've been really good, and until the last month where I started to change things around. So it became a little bit. It became less than it was the previous months. So then for the playoffs, we just, with the players that we're in, we just try to figure out which guy was at the right place, but the principles are the same. Everything we're asking is the same. The only difference is now we have enough of the quality personnel to have 2. And if we only would have had 1, like we had pretty much all year, we wouldn't have the success we're having now. The only difference is just the fact that MacArthur's there, the fact that Burrows is comfortable now in the role that he's been given, and we have enough to make 2 quality power plays. That's the only difference. So I'd love to say we're all of a sudden become geniuses and change everything, and now we've figured out this way to play it differently. We've done the same thing but more quality personnel spread on 2 different power plays that have both given us something.